Hello, it's me. I was one. Wait, that's copyright. Shit. But hello, people and audiences and all that nonsense. First time I've ever streamed on this channel. Wild. I know. Absolutely diabolical, to be honest. Yeah. Like, we're here with the discussion, or my overall, like, aftermath thoughts, I guess, of The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live. Enjoy the black screen for a second. Actually, you know what? Maybe this is how I feel with The Ones Who Live. That's a perfect example of what this show did to me. So, I just want to go over a few problems. Well, not even problems. I just want to discuss the show. I think it'd be fun to discuss it. Because I know a lot of people are mixed on this final episode. It's not just me. Some people disliked the episode, some people really loved it, which is fine. It's totally fine, man. It's great. People have their opinions. I don't know why OBS is doing that. There's like a weird yellow... What's going on here? Why is there a yellow... I mean, you can't see it, but for me, there's like a yellow bar across my monitor. What the fuck? My second monitor. But yeah, man. Overall, I'm gonna go over like each episode probably, and like just kind of discuss the whole thing, like the whole process of it. Maybe I'll also like rank the episodes too, because I think that could be fun. But yeah, I wasn't a fan of the recent episode or the finale, and I think the finale's still ending. Is it still on? It's also 3 o'clock in the fucking morning here, but I don't give a shit. I go for the dark hours, dude. Bravo 6 going dark. But we're just gonna wait until the episode's... Is it finished? Let me have a look at the Twitters. Are they still tweeting out shit? Also, there's a new Daryl trailer. I might watch that. I don't know. They still tweeting about... I mean, usually it ends around like 3 o'clock, right? Oh yeah, it should be done. It should be done. Or wrapping up. But yeah. Overall, I didn't enjoy the conclusion to this show. And I should probably read out some of the comments I've got on my recent video. Where is it? Just to kind of acknowledge them, I guess. Let's have a look. I know I've got quite a few on it, and you know, that's great because I like getting comments. How do I view channel? There you go. Yeah. Okay, we'll click on this. Alright. So I'm gonna pull these up. Let's just see. Wait, where's the... What the fuck? Okay. Alright. I'm just curious what people are saying on my video here. Because I haven't kind of read through these. The main issue for some Walking Dead fans... Why is it doing that? Oh shit. Where's it gone? What the fuck? Dicky. God damn it, dude. There we go. Right. Okay, the main issue for some Walking Dead fans is that they create their own narrative and are disappointed when their theories, ideas, and predictions don't match the actual story. Interesting. Everyone is customizing their own version instead of taking it at face value. I mean, I'll like a heart. I'll give it a heart. I disagree with that. I wholeheartedly disagree with that. Like, it wasn't just own theory or own disappointment or whatever. It was like the show, like the finale was just poorly written. It's poorly done, man. But like, I like reading through these comments because like it's interesting. It's kind of crazy, but understandable to people would be mad about how Beale and the CRM were dealt with. You know, it was almost at the end of the 10 years of military reign and time for the CR. All the corrupt leaders were in one place. See, and that is an example of lazy writing, right there. All of them were in one place. You're telling me that a few of them weren't inside the building, that didn't get whatever. I'm going on a rant again. Let's stop. I mean, Sean can make use of the bombs. Yes. Okay, yeah, because of Nat, right? Yeah. By the way, Nat was a wasted character. Let's just ignore that, though. They never needed to fight a huge war. I never said they did. They needed to get rid of Beale's forces, or private force. They did his dirty work and wiped out innocent people. Ukfor said in episode 1 that the majority of the military wasn't aware or part of the mass killings. I knew this, though. Bingo, I've been telling people, totally agree. I love the episode, my favourite episode of all. And no, I don't want another season. Why? I can love the episode. The moment with the grenade was stupid. True. The grenade shit was just as bad as the Glen dumpster thing. It was terrible. And phone went behind the container, it withstood the explosion. Can I pull up the episode? Yeah, actually, wait, yeah, I can. Hang on, because I did record the episode. Like, I've got it in VLC. I can pull up the episode and just show how nonsensical this garbage is. Where is it? Where'd I put it? There it is. Nope, that's the edit. Right. So you're telling me... Ah, that's loud, jeez. Spoilers for the show, I guess, but who cares? You're telling me Vic and Michonne survived this? Absolutely not. Hang on. Flashbang. They survived that? When they're in the center of that? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I ain't buying that. Look, especially with the shockwave of what just happens. I wish you... I don't know how you go back frame by frame on VLC. That's beyond VIP. Like, watch this. So Vic and Michonne are like down the path to the right a little bit. So they're in that. They're in that blast radius. But watch what happens to all these soldiers because of the shockwave. This is wild. I watch. They go flying. Look at that shit. Look at that shit. They go flying. And you're telling me Vic and Michonne don't get affected by that? Fuck off. The containers saved them. No, they didn't. That shit, fuck it. Like, look how big that explosion is. That explosion is massive. Right? It's massive enough to make a massive shockwave like that. Like, that shockwave was huge. And they're perfectly just fine after that. Like, that's the part that bothers me a little bit. People underestimate explosions. Underestimate what explosions can do. About the grenade, Vic covered himself with walkers, and also it's possible that he took this grenade from some walker who was late and far away from him, so he's not affected. So take it easy, dude. Enjoy the show and the happy ending. And about the grenade, Vic covered himself with the walkers. I mean, I've got the episode. I can pull it up. Did he cut? Oh shit! There we go. Did he cover himself with walkers? Also, this is fucking stupid. Like, what is this? Like, why does she shoot the walker instead of just hitting it in the head? Watch this. So we obviously all know how you take care of a zombie, right? You shoot it in the head, and you know, Thorne is an experienced militaristic character who's been in the apocalypse for 10 plus years, but she doesn't realise that. Get to it. She shoots the. Like, what is this? Why is she shooting the walker here? Shoot in the fucking head. Shoot in the fucking head. What are you doing? What are you doing? You're in the military. You know how to deal with walkers, dude. Like, was she just hoping the bullets would go through it? Isn't the armor like bulletproof or some shit? Well, not bulletproof, but it's armor. Oh, nice quality. And then she stabs it. Why didn't you just shoot it in the head? I don't know why it keeps doing that. It's weird. Okay, what did Vic do with the fucking grenade here? You're telling me Vic survived that? Fuck off. That's not even a grenade explosion though. Like, that's like you see like flames in that. Where does he pull the grenade from? I mean, it must be within his reach because he manages to get it. It's like at least here, right? There's the pin, and then he ducks down, and then it fucking blows up. Like, you'd still be affected by that though. Even with that massive pile. And also, what if the other ones had grenades on them too? Like, wouldn't the other grenades blow up? And he's lucky one of them did have a grenade too, to be fair. That's wild. And then you have... That is a CG... That is actually a CG helicopter. That's a CG helicopter. I was right. It is a CG helicopter. You can tell because of the colour of it. The colour just looks completely off compared to the environment. Like, even the tyres, it doesn't look like it's, like, interacting with the grass. Or the shadows. That's wild. They really ran out of money, didn't they? Because, wait, let's see. Let's go on the vamp again. Go on the vamp. Yeah, Oh, they did. Hang on a second. Hang on a minute. This is nitpicky, but this is funny. Like, look at the ground here. So you have this little vamp at the bottom, and then you've got this. Right, you can see it. There's nothing sticking up here, right? There's none of these rails or anything. Alright, they step down. There's the little vamp that they step down. There's the little vamp. Where did these rails come from? CG helicopter, dude. And that is how they end the show. They can afford all these actual helicopters, but the last, like... This is why I feel like the last scene was done at the last minute. It's so rushed. And the reunion is literally like, what is this, 4606? 47... 4806? It's like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Not even a good reunion. Alright. I do find it wild that it actually is a CG helicopter, though. That's wild. There's more of a time issue than money issue. No, I think it is a budget issue, too. Because they lied about the budget for the show. The budget was supposedly 13 mil per episode. And I disagree with that one. I think someone's telling some bookies there. Someone's telling some bookies. But did I enjoy seeing like Vic and Michonne back? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was great seeing them back. But let's refresh. I want to see if there's other comments. Also, 58 minutes. Is that the longest reaction video I've done? Probably. It's not the longest video I've done or VOD I've done. That the text is downright terrible. Dialogue, I assume. And 6 episodes, but not enough of the story. All in all, The show should have been about 10 episodes. And this is what my example, like, let's use an example of good writing in Walking Dead. Alright, let's use an example of good writing. With audio. Wait, hang on. So, this, let's minimize that. This is good writing.
Through you. Why wouldn't you? My impressive list of accomplishments. I was an artist in his prime. Protege. You mean prodigy? Maybe. Prodigy, what you call young high school stud, banks 30-year-olds on the regular?
Like, it just feels like a natural conversation that two people would just have. You know? And then you've got this fucking shit, dude. Where is it? That's just because of Kane. It's not even because of Shane, though. It's even Vic's dialogue is better, too.
The girl's volleyball coach? Wasn't she married? Oh, come on. You know what I just remembered? Well, I never asked you about this stuff. Well, talk about your high school love life then, huh? Yeah, well, that's a short conversation. It may even already be
Even,
opened up,
like,
right?
let's also bring up Dale.
Be an asset. Give him a chance to prove himself.
Put him to work?
We're not letting him walk around.
Put an escort on him.
Who wants to volunteer for that duty?
I will. I don't think any of us should be walking around with this guy.
He's right. I wouldn't feel safe unless he was tied up.
Look.
You know, like, another example of good writing there. But, hey Vic, what's up, man? Let me, hang on. But yeah, like, I just think it's wild that, like, did I close VLC? God damn it. I could pull up, okay, let's pull up VLC. And just, like, go over and kind of skim through, like, the issues of the episode. Oh, shit. There we go. Alright. We could also, like, have audio for it if we want. Okay. Right. So.
Someone with my teeth. Like they do.
I'm sorry you had to do that.
Well, you don't have to be.
Well, still, that's a damn thing, isn't it?
I don't know why they showed that. Like, the Shane one, I could understand why they showed Shane, but like, the cannibal shit, who gives a fuck about them?
1,533 times. Just me and the elite soldier in.
Alright, okay. So, basically, the episode starts with them just going about their nonsense. Right, Rick and Michonne, they kissing, they fucking. And then they end up in the Cascadia base, the military base. Well, Vic does. And he says that he, you know, survived the helicopter crash, and they just buy it straight away. They don't, like, kind of question it. Is it because of those points which changed Vic over time? I guess that's what they were going for. But they used the flashback stuff a lot in this episode. It's at least like 20 plus times that they did it. Like, here, look, like, here's flashbacks to the fucking season 3, best episode of the show. Right there, 7-1, 10-1. And then Like, you know, they just kind of do that a lot throughout the episode. They do it a lot, like, in this Beale scene. It's fucking wild how much they do this. Also, this is weird. I get what they were going for with this. I didn't like it. I thought it was kind of lazy. They were trying to go for, like, full circle with Vic. Like, the first ever episode of the show is that girl picks up the bunny, right? And I don't like how they did that with this, because it just, like, why is there just a random bunny there? I guess you could argue because of the, like, what they did with the kids and the extraction stuff, but it's just like, I don't know if I can buy that. It's just a random teddy bear on the floor. And she just picks it up. It's just weird. Yeah, see, like, more flashback stuff, like, constantly throughout the whole episode, and it just kind of takes up runtime. Like, once or twice it's fine, but then when they keep doing it, that's when I get a little bit annoyed about it. Because it just seems like it's just done out of, like, fan service and nostalgia bait. And not necessarily, like, serving the story a purpose. They show them fucking Med Mache Vic, dude. They also lied about that, too. Like, Med Mache Vic? We didn't get Med Mache Vic. There's too many... Actually, there's too many flashbacks. They couldn't make them as Easter eggs. I don't think they even needed the flashbacks. Because it seems desperate. It's like, yeah, we're wrapping up Vic's story. Like, look, yet again, more flashback shit. And also, there's flashbacks and flashes of stuff that Vic didn't even see. It's weird. I get what they were going for, though. It's just kind of like show off the bigger picture. Like, well, that's World Beyond. That's not even like anything Vic was attached to. There's Omaha. Like, I get what they were going for, just to show like what the characters are talking about. But yeah. Also, this scene, the scene with Vic and Michonne in bed. I don't know when the fuck this takes place. They never showed Heath, where Jade has traded him and took the RV. Yeah, I don't think they'll ever show Heath. I think Heath is Heath is a lost cause at this point. Yeah, like this. When's this scene set? Do we know when this scene was set? Because he's not like. Look at his wound here, and then look at it at the start of the episode. Like, it's coming down his head. So when is that set? Is that set after everything happens? Gotta be set after, because his wound isn't as bad as it was. Like, his wound's like kind of healing here. It's not like dripping blood anymore, you know what I mean? And like the way it looks at the beginning of the episode is kind of how it looked at the end of the last episode. So that's a little strange. Let's see, more flashbacks. Fucking Morgan. Okafor. And then all this shit. Also, I find it weird that Beale could easily just shoot Vic right now. Like, yes, he's been hit by, like, he's still got the gun in his hand. He could just shoot him. But there's no way that the knife like fucked up his arm because he hit him in the shoulder. Like, that's not gonna hurt you that much. And then the gun's just gone. And Vic tackles him.
Why did you come back?
And then the gun's just gone. Where'd the gun go? I didn't even notice that. Where's the gun gone? And the sword, like, watch what the sword does. So the sword's still on the table, and then, like, in the shot after, it's on the floor.
Why did you come back?
See, look. Nice continuity. Like, that's what I mean. Like, for a show that's 30 million budget per episode, apparently, I doubt it, but apparently, like, it's the continuity errors, the writing stuff, the CG fucking helicopter at the end of the episode, dude. Like, what the fuck was that? Also, wait, PPP exception. I saw this online, so that's connected to Heath. Maybe that's what... Okay, maybe that could be the spy situation that they kind of breezed over, weirdly enough. Like, why would you kind of acknowledge that and then not really do a lot with it in the episode? Also, have they announced anything after the episode ended? Because I think the episode's over now, right? God, that CG helicopter looks so, like... it stands out so much, man. It's wild. But yeah, like them patrolling the area, like, you can see them kind of, like, there's no way they wouldn't patrol... You know why they wouldn't patrol the area? Because they're at the gates, like, at the beginning of the episode. Look at this. That's why I find it wild. Like, they open the gates to Vic coming in. Look, they're at the gates guarding the area, but you're telling me they wouldn't patrol around the chlorine gas? That's just weird. And they've clearly established that there's CRM people inside the building, right? So even with the chlorine gas, like, if there's people inside, they'll be safe. I guess they kind of have explained, like, why the walkers turned so fast, right? It was because of the chlorine gas, but I find it wild that, like, how did they, like, I'm not gonna question this. It is weird, but I'm not gonna question it. I guess just pulling, like, a tarp or whatever over them is enough to, like, subdue, like, the fire and the chlorine gas. Because of the weight of the water, I guess, on the tarp or whatever, right? Because it'd make it heavier. And then you have the worst piece of dialogue I've ever heard in the Walking Dead history. Right here. Maybe not the worst, but there's some bad dialogue here.
Love doesn't die.
Love doesn't die.
Watch.
So love doesn't die. Not sure what that means. I guess it just doesn't die. And then he gets worse.
Love doesn't die.
What does that mean? Like, what do you mean love doesn't die? Like, what do you mean? Like, this is what the dialogue has been like the whole show, by the way. Like, there's been moments of, like, really good dialogue, but then it's just a lot of this, like, you and Michonne together, you can do anything. He's thinking they're going to die, maybe. No, it's going against, like, the theme of the show is that love is so strong that they can do anything. Their love for each other is so strong that they're capable of doing the impossible, which isn't Walking Dead. That's not what Walking Dead's writing has ever been about. You know? That's just completely against what Walking Dead is. And then they do that fake out shit where she thinks Vic's dead. It's literally like the Dare situation all over again. Like, it's just rehashing shit that we've seen before. It's nothing new, it's nothing fresh, it's nothing original. You know? They deal with the CRM in a very similar way to how the Commonwealth shit is dealt with. They just blow them up. You know? Also, Vic's... whatever. From what I heard, apparently they filmed an alternate ending where Vic did get killed by that grenade. Which would have been more realistic, to be fair, but obviously they're not going to do that. And then I do find it weird, I never actually noticed it was when I was watching the episode, why did they take off their masks? I guess because the chlorine gas is cleared out, but still, like, it's still in the air, though, you know what I mean? Like, it isn't just going to, like, dissipate. Like, it's still in the air, you're still going to taste it, you know? And then they do the bird's eye view shot, and then they start jumping across container. How did they get out of this situation, though? I love how they just skip over that. Because, like, the walkers, I guess they could have just, like, jumped. I mean, they're here, right? They're jumping across. They could jump down here and then run over. I guess it's possible.
The atrocities perpetrated by these highest levels of the CRM, thus presenting hope for immediate reform. And in another stunning unanimous vote by the CRC over...
That's another CG helicopter, dude. You know how I can see that's a CG helicopter? Look at the blurriness around it. You can see it there, like, underneath it. Also, I mean, obviously, like, they're not gonna like put effort into like me, but it's just like I don't know. They really like rushed the ending. Like they just used a CG helicopter. Also, there's one circle there. I didn't notice that. That makes sense. Used to be 3 circles. Oh, that actually is a really poorly done CG helicopter. Like, holy shit, that's bad. For a show that supposedly had like a 13 million budget. Like, you can see it. Like, you can see, like they just dragged an image across. Look. Oh, well, that doesn't help things, does it?
Free movement has been established for the Republic.
I don't know why VLC does it. Yeah, like, look at that. That's weird. You have the Union. And then the pan out shot and just a random. I don't even know, like, where is this? Just a random field. Like, is this near Commonwealth? Is this near Alexandria? Like, you have more CG helicopters with care packages, I guess. I don't know. Is that care packages? And the episode ends. Like, I don't know, man. It's rough. Like, it's just not at all what I wanted for the story, you know? And clearly it's not what Vic wanted, because look at him. Look what you've done to him, Scott Gimple. But yeah, the reason I'm using, like, this image as an example is because this sums up, like, everything the Ones Who Live is. It's just a rehash of this. Like, we've seen it before. Like, Vic being broken, Michonne brings him back, and then they defeat undefiable odds together, even though Negan won the war, technically. But, like, he did. Without the Eugene stuff, like, Negan would have absolutely killed all of them. Right? And it's just like, I don't know. I'm just so mixed on, like, this whole show, because it's like I was so excited to see Vic and Michonne together again, and to see, like, where, like, they'd go with the CRM stuff. Like, they didn't even need to wrap up the CRM stuff. They didn't. I know this is about Vic and Michonne's love story, and I know that's everyone's, like, rhetoric to that, but they could have just left Beale alive. There's nothing wrong with that, you know? You didn't have to kill him, you know? Keep him alive. Save him for later. But instead they decided to, you know, kill him off. And absolutely butcher, like, the future storyline potential for the universe. Like if they killed Thanos in fucking Avengers 1. Like, that's what I was, like, it felt. I don't think Vic also wants to come back. Well, yeah, it's probably like the actor doesn't want to come back, but it's the same thing. That you can not bring Andy Lincoln back. But then if he didn't want to come back, you should have just killed Vic on the fucking bridge. Because in my opinion, that's a better ending for his character. They could introduce a new actor. Nah, no one would be a fan of, like, someone else taking over for Vic. I wouldn't be a fan of it. Like, we grew up with this man playing Ricky Dicky Doodah Grimes. So yeah. I mean, there's definitely a chance we could still see him. You know, like there's other spin-offs, like there's other stuff going on. We could definitely still see the man, the myth, the legend. But you know, actually, funnily enough, this episode is actually the episode Michonne like brings Vic back from being like broken or whatever, which is funny now that I think about it. But yeah, I just don't think I wasn't impressed with like the whole show. Like there was some episodes that were good, but then there was some episodes that were just straight dog shit. Specifically 5 and 6. I know people will say, you know, 5 was fine, 6 was fine, and that's fine, you know. And that, you know, I don't really have a horse in that race. I disagree with a lot of people when it comes to like how the show was, because I don't judge the show based on like a ship and a stunning contest, because that's not how I look at Walking Dead and how I look at TV shows and movies. Like I don't look at it like, oh, if these characters get together, that means it's good storytelling. I don't look at it like that. I look at it like, does this make sense for the story? And does this not feel rushed? And people like who defend it are the same people that would shit on Fear the Walking Dead and Dead City and Daryl Dixon for the same problems. But because it's the Vic and Michonne show, people defend it. And it's wild to me. I don't know why that's the case. Like, it's weird. Like, I'm not biased towards a Vic and Michonne show, a Daryl show, a fucking Negan show. I don't give a shit. If the show is shit, the show is shit. If it's poorly written, it's poorly written. Simple. In this case, the main show. The main show had season 7 and 8. And season 9 was fucking good, and then 10 was okay, and then 11 was alright too, but like it had its problems because of the Reaper story arc. But, you know, I don't know. I think considering this show was 6 years in the making and they were supposed to be movies originally, like it was meant to be a movie trilogy, and it was supposed to be about the CRM, because when you look back on that movie teaser that they showed, it has the CRM logo in it. So it was supposed to be like fully focused on the CRM shit. But you know the story changed into like a love story rather than like building up the CRM stuff. Which was a negative in my opinion. Because like the love story angle to me isn't that fun to watch. Because it's like, I mentioned it in the reaction, the writers think that having the characters kiss every 2 seconds is just great storytelling, and it's just weird. Because, like, let's actually pull this up, because this is a good example of, like, just weird shit with the kissing stuff. Where is it? Like, it's like right at the beginning of the episode. Here. This. Watch Michonne. Look how robotic it looks. Like, it's like the script just said, oh, they kiss. You know, like what is that? You know? It's just weird, man. I know people would disagree. It's just weirdly fucking mixed. And man, what wasted potential for this man. John Locke. They shouldn't have, like, all they had to do, just don't kill him. That's all they had to do. And they did the complete opposite. They killed the man. I'll still say to this day, I think the best conflict the show ever had was against the governor. Ever. Like, it actually felt like a satisfying conclusion, and it didn't, like, overstay its welcome. It kind of did, but it wasn't terrible. You know, but other than, like, the 2 governor episodes that were, like, back-to-back, which I thought was a little bit weird. But that's just Gimple's writing and style. Governor is still number 1. I'd agree, man. Like, I think the Governor's probably the best villain the show had. Like, Negan was great. I love Negan as a character, but like Negan dragged. Like, it went on for a bit too long. If they shortened the war storyline down, and if they shortened season 7 down, I think it would have worked better. And I also wish the show adapted the comic storyline with Negan, where it was like Negan's saviors didn't have like guns or anything. It was mainly just like melee weapons. And then it would have made for a very interesting like season 7 finale of like, oh, Vic thinks he's won because Negan's group doesn't have any like weapons, but Vic does. And then Negan just like merges with a shit ton of other men with like a shit ton of like guns. Like, that would have been great. But they didn't do that comic scene. They did like a remix of it. It was more of like a betrayal thing. They got betrayed, and that was like the plot twist, rather than it being like, oh, you thought we didn't have guns? Oh, we got guns. We got a lot of guns. Yeah, I think the best battle the main show had was with the Governor, absolutely. But yeah, I just like, it's quite. How long is this like scene with Beale? Like, how much of like the episode is taken up by this? I kind of want to read that letter, but so it starts at like 11, 16, 18, something like that. And it goes on for at least 10 minutes. Nearly 20 minutes. About like it's like 18, 19, like 16, 17 minutes ish. I mean, he's not dead yet. Now he's dead. So yeah, the scene goes on for a while. So it takes up like close to half of the episode on exposition dialogue that we already kind of knew. Like, the big thing for this show was supposed to be like the echelon briefing, which is what this is, which is what like the meeting is. And I just find it wild that it was a 20-minute scene of stuff we already knew, or close to a 20-minute scene. And like the way the trailer like made you think that Michonne was hearing something completely horrifying, and it's literally just the Portland thing, was like, really? Is that it? Is that it? I don't. When is this set? Because is his wound stitched? It looks stitched. I can't tell. It doesn't actually. Never mind. It isn't. When is this set? Is this after the shit hits the fan, or is this before? Because he's not bleeding down his fucking face. Unless he's just constantly bleeding, which I wouldn't even be surprised. Because like, look at the beginning of the episode, and like, look at Vic's. Like, look at it. It's like coming down his head, like it's on his cheeks and stuff. So like, when is that like sex scene take place? Which, by the way, that sex scene goes on longer than the reunion. So that's another annoyance. How the fuck is a sex scene longer than something we've been waiting for 6 fucking years? That's wild. Also, is that another CG helicopter I saw? Oh god, there it is. It's the same shot though. That doesn't count. That doesn't count. We have to use another shot. See, that one isn't as bad. That's less obvious that that's a CG helicopter. I just think his wound reopens. No, because it, like, the way it's bloody. Can I is a recap? Let's see the recap actually. Does it show Actually, I think I still have episode 5. Let me have a look. I do. What was that? I'm not even going to question that. What was that on the screen? Some Jake Paul shit? So yeah, look. And by the end of the episode, it's kind of like running down his face and stuff. I mean, maybe it did just... Maybe his wound did just reopen. Or maybe he bashed his head on a fucking wall again just to make it look like it was more recent. I don't know. It's interesting. Oh, whoops. Like, out of all the episodes, is there a tier list we can do, actually? That'll be funny. Tier maker, ones who live. Like, I wonder if we can do, like, an episode list of, like, the best, like, episodes of the show. I mean, you'd probably have to, like, thingy it, though. Are you talking about the head wound? I thought that's what Jada and / grazed him. Yeah, it is. I'm just talking about like why it looked fresh at the beginning of the episode, but in the scene where they're like together in that building, like having some fun, it looked like there wasn't blood coming down his face. So I was curious if that was like after or before the CRM shit, but I think it was before. But I guess his wound just did reopen. I don't know. Why he didn't clean that wound up? Did he clean that wound up? He must have. Like, he got grazed by a bullet. Is it the ones who live? Oh wait, all seasons. Maybe I'll have it on this. Hang on. They've got Dead City there. They don't have fucking ones who live. And they all wait. Do they have Dal Dixon? Is Dal Dixon there? Where the fuck is Dal Dixon? Dal Dixon isn't there either. God damn it. Add additional images to your tier list. Actually, that could be a good idea. What if we use the IMDb images? And just like rank the episodes overall. Dun, dun, na, 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 na. Wait, hang on. What? I guess you can't. Maybe I'll just whatever. Fuck it, I'll leave it. It seems like too much effort just for a tier list. Like just give me. It only goes up to season 11, dude. Like what? I would love to like kind of go over each season of the main show and stuff, and like which seasons I thought were like the best seasons out of all of them or whatever. But this is mainly due down to the ones who live. Seasons of Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead. The Walking Dead ships, absolutely not. Latest, recent, solid. The Walking Dead seasons, maybe it'll be on this. Oh wait, maybe. Oh yeah. Here we go. Okay. So this counts the ones who live. You know what? I'll rank all 3 spin-offs. I won't rank the main show. I'll rank the main 3 spin-offs. So you got the ones. I'll put it there. So you got Dial Dixon, Dead City, and The Ones Who Live. Let's just it's kind of weird to compare them, but we'll just kind of go over them, which one I preferred out of all of them, because I still don't really know. I am aiming for this, like, out of all of them, even though this does have issues. I guess we'll start with Dead City, because that was the first one that came out. Jesus, voice crack. Dead City is weird. The reason it's weird is because it's set so far in the future that it doesn't feel connected to anything. And there's a lot of weird dialogue between like the characters and stuff. Like the Maggie and Negan shit. Now just to point out, this is the Maggie and Negan spin-off where they go to New York. It is very weird with the way they handled this show. I still enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. And I enjoy like Negan on screen. I enjoy Maggie's character and stuff, but the back and forth between them both like is just kind of getting a bit old. I had fun with it. You know, there's a lot of interesting ideas in Dead Sea that I would, you know, obviously we're getting a season 2 for this show, so we're going to be seeing that going forward. And I did mention this in the reaction to The Ones Who Live's finale. But Dead City has a chance to improve itself. This doesn't. You know what I mean? Like, we got the ending of the main show of The Ones Who Live. And it's just kind of, it's over now, it's done, right? That's it. That's possibly the end of Vic's story. But with Dead City, with a season 2, they can improve the things that a lot of people didn't like about the first season, which is mainly like the Maggie and Negan stuff and the way they kind of treated Maggie's character and all that. But I still enjoyed it. I love seeing New York in like a post-apocalyptic setting. The new Babylon stuff, I'm intrigued to see where that goes with Dead City. But like, as a first season, like, it wasn't terrible. Like, it wasn't like D or F. Like, it wasn't bad. Like, I'd probably put it like a C or a B. I enjoyed it for what it was, you know? I had fun with it. Like, I like seeing Negan kind of go back to his old self. That was fun. But then they also just kind of ripped off The Last of Us in one episode where they made the Vat King from Last of Us 2, which is a bit lazy. And then they thought it was their own invention, but like, it clearly came from Last of Us. And there's like the stupid shit. Was it episode 3 or 4 where the stupid shit happened in Dead City? I think it was 4, right? Where they were in like the Octagon. And they like didn't go into it for ages and all these random characters just got killed. That was weird. So, I mean, for that alone, I'm putting it in a C. But I'm intrigued to see where they go, because that could definitely improve and it could go up to an A. Or B, you know? They've got season 2 to improve the show. I'm excited to see what they do with it. But yeah, Daryl Dixon. Oof. This one, honestly, I fucking love this one. I really like this one. And I don't know why. I think it was just like seeing France, like just seeing some new kind of environment that we haven't really seen before in The Walking Dead. You know? Like, I like seeing that. Also, maybe I should put Dead City in B because they showed Simon, but no, we'll leave it. That's too much. That's fan servicey. We don't want to increase an episode because of fun, or increase a show because of fan service. Daryl Dixon. The Levant stuff is weird. I don't know if I like Levant being like the miracle or whatever. I think that's a little bit weird. And the plot armor for Daryl in, was it episode 2 when he fell in the moat? That was a bit much. But I still enjoyed, like, it's like the same thing with Dead City. I still enjoyed Daryl Dixon, but I really liked the stuff that they did with Daryl Dixon. Like, I love the French shit. Like, how Daryl didn't understand what was going on. Like, he was just kind of new to this environment. I really like that idea, you know? And, like, the variant, well, is it really, I guess it is variant stuff. The variant stuff is intriguing to me. I really like the idea of that. But would I say it's an A or a S? No, because it's not perfect. I feel like A and S is like a perfect show. Maybe S, but I think Daryl Dixon, for what it is, it's better than Dead Sea. I'd agree with that. Absolutely. I mean, I could also move Dead City down to a D, but I don't think Dead City is like, it's not that bad. Like it's questionable, but I enjoy it, so it is what it is. And granted, I have only watched these two once, so maybe that's got something to do with it too. Like a lot of people, to be fair though, a lot of people are weird with these two shows because like when they were airing, people loved them, and then suddenly people shit on them when it's over. Like I enjoyed them for what they were, right? Were they perfect? No. But do they have time to improve themselves? Oh, absolutely. I mean, Daryl's getting 2 more seasons. So I think I'll put it in B for now. And then you've got this. Put it in an F. No, I'm joking. I don't know, man. Like, I like seeing Vic and Michonne back. Like, I love that. But when you have 6 episodes to wrap up this big storyline that you've been building up for 7 years, because the CRM stuff started getting hinted at in season 7 of the main show. So you have that, right? And like the 6 years of build up with like, okay, like what's going on with the Vic stuff, and the show is a love story, which is kind of like episode 1 I thought was good. I liked episode 1. I had some issues with it, mainly like the Vic cutting off his hand stuff and some like nitpicky things that I didn't really like the exposition dumps and just like weird dialogue with like Fawn and stuff. It was strange. Like it's like they just tried to rush the explanation of stuff that we kind of already knew, like through Okafor. I will say though, like for episode 1, like if we were just giving it episode 1 rating and like Okafor's character, he's the best character. It's an S. But the show didn't end there. You had the reunion too, which would definitely put the show up to an S or an A at least, right? But then you realize like how nonsensical and like coincidental that reunion scene is, and then you're just like, I don't know about that one. And then you kind of get to see the other side of the other perspective in episode 2 with Nat and all these characters. Yet again, another wasted character. I fucking love Nat, man. He's such a cool character, and they wasted him. Like most characters in this show. If it isn't Vic and Michonne, if it's not about love, then you die. I don't know why they call it the ones who live. Like more people died in the fucking show than lived. Also, does nobody see it as kind of like? I mean, in a way, they kind of like did genocide, kind of. Like they just destroyed. Oh, how many soldiers was it? 2,000, 3,000 soldiers. They just killed all these people that have families and stuff. But at least it's not the kids, right? I mean, yeah, sure, all right, fine. But you know, so episode 3. I for some reason I'm very weird with episode 3. I liked episode 3. Also, I need toilet, so let's just. Where's Vicky Dicky? There, enjoy that while I go toilet. I'll be back. But yeah, I mean, what were we talking about again? Oh yeah, episode 3, right? Where is it? Right, so episode 3. So I'm basing it on like where I'd put the rating of the episodes. So with the first 2 episodes, I'd probably put it there, right? I put maybe below Dal Dixon, I think. Also, Dal Dixon did have like flashbacks to the beginning of the apocalypse, which I really liked, like in France. And I wish, oh, that would have been so good if they did that with Okafor. That's a missed opportunity. They did the stuff that we saw in like season 2 of the main show where they showed Atlanta getting bombed. I wish we actually got to see it from like Okafor's perspective. That could have been cool. So that's a missed opportunity on that end. To be fair, there's a lot of missed opportunities with this show. Like, I would have loved to see like Rick enter the CRM and like his first reaction to seeing everything. Sup, JT? Love your profile picture there, the fucking eagle. But yeah, like with episode 3, where would I put it? I liked episode 3. A lot of people didn't like episode 3. I really liked it. Like, you get the great line of "You're a hero with a shit haircut." I love that line. It's a great line because it felt improvised and it was funny in the moment and it was true. Didn't really get to see Cole. Yeah, we didn't see Carl. I mean, we kind of did. It was like that flashback thing, but like we didn't really. No. I think that's also another missed opportunity. I think it would have been cool, like, because you had the dream stuff in episode 1, and it would have been cool for like Vic to finally see Cole in his dreams, you know, like you know, he can finally see Carl again, and then he sees that. Would it be fan servicey? Oh, absolutely, it would be. But how is it less fan servicey than the reunion itself? No, not really. But yeah, like with episode 3, where would I put it? Episode 3 had the like what we had is broken. It had like the Vic like lying to Michonne, and like episode 3 I think had a good mix of like seriousness and comedy. I really liked episode 3, weirdly enough. So I'll probably put it here. I just put it above Dal Dixon. Now this is where the show kind of starts falling apart a little bit. Episode 4, I know a lot of people love episode 4. I really like the dialogue for episode 4, except when you rewatch it. When you rewatch episode 4, like I've rewatched it like 3 times, you start to realize like they're just saying the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again throughout the whole episode. And it's like, oh, like it's rough. But this episode 4 is the one episode that actually made me the most like emotional of the whole show. Like, I didn't really get that emotional with the reunion, both reunions. Like Vic and Michonne reuniting and then them reuniting with the kids. I got more emotional with like Vic talking about Carl and like how Andrew Lincoln acted out that scene. That was what was emotional to me, and that's what hit me, because it was like, that was so good. And Denai handled that episode dialogue-wise really well, but like I said, the dialogue is kind of very repetitive, I guess would be the term. And obviously, like the convenience of stuff happening, like, oh, they jump out of a helicopter, the helicopter crashes immediately after, and then okay, they just assume Jadis will think they're dead. That's a bit weird. And then like they go into a building that's like powered, and then you know, it is what it is. Also, did they ever explain like how the reclamation team found the helicopter crash? Is it because maybe they, like, one of the people in the choppers, or the chopper, like, activated the tracker thing? Or maybe there is a tracker on the chopper and it tells them when a chopper's gone down. I guess the pilot could have said, like, Mayday, Mayday, going down, and then crashed or whatever. Maybe that could be plausible, definitely. But yeah, and then they also, at the end of the episode, they find the ethanol car, which is a little bit like, yet again, that's more unplausible. Like, I get it, but like so many convenient things happened in episode 4, but the dialogue, while repetitive, was good. And it was like the only episode to actually get me a bit emotional, right? Because it's like the writing was there, it was there, there was opportunity for it to be really fucking good. But when you look back on episode 4 now, you realize like it is a bottle episode. It's a very self-contained episode in one location, basically. And for a show that's only 6 episodes, we don't have time for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, get to the point, dude. Like, episode 4 could have ended with Jadis, like, outside the cabin. Right? Like, halfway through episode 4, like, Vic could have been like, you know what? Like, he finally tells Michonne what's going on with him. And then we finally get the scene of, like, okay, they get out of the building and then they just drive on through Wyoming. And we get them in the cabin and then Jadis is outside the cabin. And then that could be, like, the cliffhanger for the episode or whatever. Right? And then episode 5 is, like, the Gabriel stuff. Jadis dying. And then maybe you could have, like, them going back to Cascadia Base and then fleshing out some stuff. And, like, maybe Vic sits down with Beale in the echelon briefing at the end of episode 5, and then the episode ends, right? And then episode 6, we get the full echelon briefing, and then, but because it happens right at the beginning of the episode and not necessarily like 10, 15 minutes in, right? You get a more fleshed out story and a less rushed story because it's done fast. Like, it's not done faster, but it's done in a better way than what we got, right? So if they changed the pacing around a little bit, they maybe had like episode 2. Actually, you know what would have been better? Put episode 1 and 2 together. Like, make it be like an hour-and-a-half episode where we see both Rick and Michonne throughout the whole episode, and it jumps back and forth between them both. Rather than having like one episode dedicated to Vic, one episode dedicated to Michonne. I think that would have been better if you, like, it would have been more like a movie, like where you get to jump between both characters and see where they are and what they're doing at the same time. So Vic's going through this struggle and then Michonne's going through this struggle, right? And you just constantly do this back and forth, and then it could also work within the timeline that they're doing instead of this constant, like, 6 years after the bridge, 7 years after the bridge, and all this nonsense, right? So I think that would have been a bit more better, and then it also would have given them 5 more episodes to do shit, because then episode 2 wouldn't have been what we actually got. Episode 2 would be episode 3. Then episode 3 could be the bottle episode. Then episode 4 could be the Jadis episode. And then you've got 2 episodes to wrap up the story instead of 1. Right? So yeah, like episode 4 I think is where the show started to go a little bit downhill. Because like looking back on it now with the bottle episode is a little bit like it. Episode 5 I thought was a weak episode. Like, and I'd probably put it down here. I thought episode 5 was a very weak episode. Like, I'm rating it per episode. This isn't like where the show would go based on like how many episodes about. Like, this is like per episode where I put it. But I just don't have like a per episode tier list, I guess. So per episode 5 would probably be around here. Maybe here. If I'm being generous. If I'm not being generous. Shall I say. I was disappointed in episode 5 and 6. Yeah, weakest episodes of the show, I think. Oof, D. No, let's put it in F. No. I think episode 5 was just, like, it was poorly written. Like, I like seeing Gabe again. I love that. I love Gabe as a character. He's a great character. But, on the character arc he's been on has been amazing. But, of course, there's always a but. Like, the sneaky walkers, inexcusable to me. Like, whenever that's in an episode of The Walking Dead, it automatically becomes like a like, maybe not a shit episode, but it becomes a less likable episode because of that. I don't like the stealthy walkers. However, you know what would have improved that? Instead of having the stealthy walkers, have... I mean, what would be like the variant stuff? Maybe have some sprinting well, they wouldn't be walkers, but sprinting zombies. And then that would have made more sense as to how Jadis was snuck up upon because the walkers or the runners, they're sprinting at them, like it's hard to deal with. And then you could have had that, oh shit, the variant stuff is showing up, you know, and you would have had like a good mix of things there. When did he become a comedian? Who, Rick? There's that episode in season 610, where like it's kind of like a comedy episode with him, like, you know, that fucking gif or video where he's like snapping his fingers to like music that doesn't even work for that. That's kind of funny. I mean, it was kind of a funny episode, to be fair, but there's moments where he does have like comedic shit. Like season 8 is a good example too. Like season 8, he kind of says to Dal like chokeholding's illegal, asshole. Like a callback to season 1. So there's a bit of comedy in there with Rick. But I get what you mean about him being a bit out of character. I get what you mean. And I think that's what pisses me off about the show, because they hype the show up as being this like, oh, we get to see Red Machete Rick. Where was he? Don't tell me that was him in the final episode, because that wasn't Red Machete Vic. Yeah, that was Daryl. Yeah, Daryl said that in season 1, and then Vic, like, it was a callback in season 8. Was it episode 5, I think? Episode 5 of season 8. Yeah, Daryl said no chokehold to Shane in episode 3 of the main show. And then Vic did it as a callback, because remember, season 8 was like the 100th episode or whatever, right? So they did some callbacks throughout that season. Listen, man, JT, I'm on it. My memory is with Walking Dead is on it. Alright, even with the comics, I'm pretty. I can't remember a lot of the lines from the comics, though, to be fair, because it's like a lot of reading for that, other than like Negan's fuckity fuck, dick suck, fuck, whatever he said in the All Out War shit. Yeah. We just did episode 5. Right. Episode 5. So, episode 5, I mean, we also had the proposal scene. A little bit underwhelming. Like, for Vic and Michonne to be, like, married, it could have been a bigger scene, in my opinion. You know, I thought it was very underwhelming. Like, it's just in the woods in the middle of nowhere. Like, it wasn't special. Like, I would have loved it, man. You know how emotional it would have been if they did it in front of the kids? That would have been fucking amazing. That would have been beautiful. But instead, they just do it in some woods. That would have been great. You know, so that, like, the proposal scene doesn't hit as hard as it should because it's just poorly done. You know, and the way it was shot, too, was kind of awkward. Right? So, it is what it is, and I think the logic of how they got the ring back is kind of weird. Like, Gabriel gave Jadis the ring, and then Jadis kept the ring, and then, like, in the last moments, Jadis gives... And then, the complete 180 of Jadis, too, in episode 5 is just very, like, strange. But yeah. It's funny how Judith was adopted and doesn't even know it. Yeah, I mean, there's still that debate with a lot of people. Like, is she Shane's kid? Is she Vic's kid? I think she's Shane's. She's got to be. Because, I mean, like, what colour is Judith's eyes? They're, like, brownish, right? Isn't that Shane's eye colour? But then that's also Laurie's eye colour, I think. Like, she doesn't have Vic's blue eyes, I don't think, right? Yeah, it's got to be Shane's, right? It's got to be Shane's. She's got to be... Well, it's got to be Shane. Fucking she. Like, what? Jesus. Still, though, I think Judith is great as a character. I love what they did with Judith in the main show in the later seasons, but... RJ? Oof. Brown. Yeah, I think her eyes are brown, right? But, like, RJ is rough. Like, not as a character. Like, I like the idea of his character. Like, okay, like, you know, Michonne was pregnant, she had a kid, and Vic wasn't there. I like that. It's really good. He finally had lines. He had lines in season 10. He had the brave man lines. I just don't like how he constantly says that, though. You the brave man? I don't like that. It's just, it's weird. I think they really, like, hammered hammering in like that brave man stuff, and it kind of felt a bit too shit. And I'm not a fan of like the kid who plays him. You know, I know he's a kid. I know we have to say this. He is a kid. He is a kid. I'm not a huge fan of the acting. Like, especially since he was the last like line of the show that we got, and it was poorly done. Like the acting was a bit off. It was, you know, like Dirt says, it was cheesy and a bit cringe. Like, but you can call me dad. Like, it's off. Something's off there. And it's like I pointed out in the reaction. Like it would have been better if that was. Hang on, what's the word I'm looking for here? No, like I pointed out in the reaction, it felt like CW writing. That's what I was looking for. You know, like if you've seen like CW shows before, like Supernatural or something, it felt weird. You know, with the writing, and it just didn't feel like Walking Dead to me. And I think that's my biggest problem with the show. If people like the show, that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. I don't care if people like the show or hate the show or whatever. I just didn't like the direction of this show. And now to rate episode 6, which in my opinion is the weakest episode of the show, which is wild. Like, it's so weird when you look back on all the show, and it's... God, that's strange, man. You look back on the whole show, and like episode 1, like go rewatch episode 1 of Ones Who Live, and the tone, the direction, it's so good. The exposition dump stuff, and there's nitpicky things in that episode that I didn't like, but I can acknowledge the fact that episode 1 just had a vibe to it that was really well done. But then you have the later episodes where it just kind of, it feels like the whole vibe is gone. Like the dark, like grounded nature of the show has just kind of vanished. And I find that weird, in my opinion. We kind of like discussed episode 6. Like I discussed it for like basically an hour, like 20-30 minutes on the reaction. I think it's the finale. Like, what if with the finale? I don't want to put it below Dead Sea. That's a bit rude. Because it's Rick and Michonne, man. Like, but this is wild that like Dowell, to me, I really enjoyed Dowell Dixon. It had its issues, and you could argue it was a bit boring, right? And they did have that one episode where it's like nothing really happened. Like, it just felt like we went in a complete circle. But the variant Walker shit was so cool in the final 2 episodes. And then I don't think it was also that implausible with the way he got to France. Like, I kind of bought it. Like, he gets captured and he gets put on a ship. I'm fine with that. That's okay. It's a bit questionable. Sure, it's absolutely like, but I like the idea of it. Like, I like what they're trying to go for. At least they're trying to do something new. You know what I mean? At least they're going to like a new location, something we haven't really seen before in the show, or in the Walking Dead universe. So that's maybe why I'm putting Dowell Dixon over like Ones Who Live, because they're doing something fresh and they're doing something new that I'm intrigued about. Right? And also just seeing another fucking country in The Walking Dead is absolutely fantastic. Like, I'm so bored of being in America, dude. Like, show me fucking England or like other countries, you know? Like, I'd love to see like Japan or like Hong Kong or something like that. That'd be so cool. I'd love that. Or even England. Fuck it. Give us some more, or Spain. You know, there's so many locations that you could do in the Walking Dead universe, and like each like country is very different from America. Like, the American walkers are completely different from the French walkers and the Egyptian walkers, or Russian walkers. I mean, they wouldn't do Russia, but still, you know what I mean? Like Poland walkers. Germany walkers, like all of them could be very distinctly different because of like the region and maybe because of the weather and stuff like that. It'd be interesting, right? Or maybe Ireland, or yeah, Ireland. Ireland could be interesting. Greenland or something like that. Or a dead island thing. Like maybe it's on like Australia could be a good location for Walking Dead, right? So that's why I kind of like Daryl Dixon. It gives us something new. It gives us something fresh. The Ones Who Live doesn't really give us anything new or fresh. It just gives us a lot of stuff we've seen before. Vic being broken down, Michonne bringing him back, big bad threat that's taken care of with an explosion. Seen there, been there, done that. Season 8 with the explosions of the guns. Season 11 with the explosion of the the walkers, right, in Commonwealth. Even No Way Out had an explosion. Wait, even Terminus had an explosion. Scott Gimple, I'm on to you, dude. Gaza, nah. Yeah, that's a bit oof. A bit oof. But yeah, like The Ones Who Live, I'd probably put it. I don't know. The killing Beale shit has annoyed me. Like it really pissed me off. Like it's literally the one thing I said don't do, and they did it. So that's what kind of annoys me about this episode. That they killed Beale. So that pisses me off a bit. And the CRM storyline, I know people will say it wasn't about CRM, it was about Vic and Michonne. I forgot how dark it was, the Terminus stuff. Oh yeah, the Terminus shit's dark. I love it though. I love like that dark shit, dude, because that feels like Walking Dead to me. One scene. What, for Beale? Yeah. Like, I just don't like how they did Beale. It was just underwhelming, man. The CRM stuff just being over and done with in one episode is wild. I really thought CRM... The CRM isn't done. It's not, like, completely done. Like, there's still the CRC, which is the Civic Republic... Is it Civilization, I guess? I don't know what the other C stands for. Or is it the Civic Republic Colony? What's the other C stand for? So, like, it's not over, but it basically is. The CRM, as what we knew it as, is done. Like, it's not the CRM anymore. It's the CRC. Like, it's done. However, they do have that spy thing, which could be interesting, because they said there's spies around other communities around the world, which is like, But then that could also bring in the question, is Janae connected to the CRM? Or, it's not even the CRM anymore, because it's done, it's over. But the CRM stuff being like over and done with in one episode is just a disaster storytelling-wise. How much of the military is left? You know, the better question is, how many walkers are left? Because that's the part that makes no sense. Because, like, realistically, most of the walkers in America would be dead. Either they would have rotted, or... like, they would have, at least most of them, all been killed. Beale, Okafor, and Nat should have lived. Could have fueled a season 2 or a different spin-off. They say they're trying to make a universe, but they keep ending all the storylines. They could have done so much with the CRM. I agree. Like, it's not made me question, like, the future of the franchise or whatever, but it's just maybe been, like... I'm disappointed with how they just ended the CRM storyline. Like, is that really what we've been building for? 6 years. Like, the CRM could go into like Daryl Dixon, Dead City. And I know a lot of people want a war with the CRM. I don't think there was any chance of them winning that war, ever. Because like the CRM could literally just bomb the fuck out of them. Also, it would be kind of cool if the CRM had fucking like jets or whatever. Just saying. Like, they've got helicopters, but they don't, and like tanks and APCs, but they don't have fucking jets. Where's the jets, dude? Big horde of millions on the way. Yeah, but that's the thing. Where do the hordes come from? Like, they keep appearing. I guess they did have like the herd in episode 2, right? That was massive. Like, what did they say? Like, it was 3 miles long or whatever, 6 miles long. But yeah, like episode 6 really just like ruined the show for me. Said what, 14 years, 4 years before the Walkers win. Yeah, it was like 14, 15 years. I don't buy that though, because like Dead City's set a little bit in the future, and everyone seems to be going fine, right? I mean, I guess if they've seeded that, what if that actually does become a thing? It's like, is Walking Dead going to be on for another 14 fucking years? I hope not. Like, I kind of just want it to end. And I honestly would have preferred, if the CRM storyline, if there was a season 12 or a season 13, the CRM storyline could have covered them both of them seasons. And that would have been great. Because you would have had it more fleshed out. Vic and Michonne would have been involved with the storyline. And then everyone would have come together in like the final season. Like, you could have season 12 about like Vic trying to get back home, and then other characters like looking for Michonne or whatever, and like maybe like Michonne gets into contact with Daryl or whatever, and everyone just kind of comes back together, right? Like, I think that would have been better, because then you like everyone would have got what we wanted. We would have got more reunions. We would have had a more fleshed out storyline that would have lasted 2 seasons. Right, because I think the CRM, if you're going to do a big storyline with this big, imposing threat, it needs to be at least 2 seasons long. Maybe not 16 episodes, maybe like a 10-episode season, like 20 episodes in total for the CRM storyline, I think would be fine. Like, 10-episode season 12, 10-episode season 13. And that would have wrapped up the story. You would have had everyone in the show. Morgan would have came into it. Like, everyone that had some kind of element with the CRM stuff could have been involved with these final 2 seasons of the show, and you still would have had the important shit like Vic getting back home. One last family dinner. Yeah, like, imagine like the final shot of the show is Vic just reading a book to Judith or RJ on the porch, just like the comics. That's exactly what I wanted for this, but we didn't get it. And that's what left me unsatisfied, because it's like, we didn't get what should have been in a reunion scene. And I did say in the reaction right after the episode finished, Fear the Walking Dead had a better reunion between 2 characters that had been separated for so long, Madison and Alicia, because they had more time on screen together. You know what I mean? It wasn't just 2 minutes and then the episode ended. Granted, Fear was garbage, but at least you had time with the characters, like spending time with each other before you ended the episode. Dan, where were your ideas 2 years ago? Hey, listen. Like, it's crazy that my arsehole hairs could write a better story than Scott Gimple, but it is what it is, right? It is what it is. Even though Scott Gimple has wrote some like good episodes, I just don't think Scott Gimple's a good showrunner. He's a good writer for like 1 episode, 2 episodes, or something like that, but he's just a bad showrunner. Like, yes, season 4, season 5 and 6, yes. But 6 is the way it kind of thingied. Just like Cole's ending, reading the story in a book to his daughter. Yeah, that's kind of like the inspiration of that. It's like the comic ending. I remember the theory that everyone had. Remember, like, was it like season 3 or 4 of the show or something when it was coming out? Like, there was theories about like Carl, like how the show would end with Carl like wearing the hat, like the eye patch, and like he would be like holding Negan's bat and like Vic's revolver and stuff. And in a way, they did kind of imitate that. I never noticed this, but they did imitate that with Judith, where Judith has the hat, she has the revolver, and then she has Michonne's sword, or well, her own katana, I guess. they did imitate that like original like fairy ending that people had for Carl's ending. Like it'd end with Carl like on the road, holding all like the iconic weapons of the series. Like maybe he'd have a crossbow too, or something. Like remember that fairy? That it was like dead popular around like season 4 or 5 of the show. How The Walking Dead would end. I suppose at least Gimple didn't kill Vic Michonne. He always kills the wrong people trying to be edgy. The thing is, though, like, I mean, I predicted that one of them could die. Absolutely, one of them could have died. Like, considering what they were trying to do. Would it have been better if one of them died? No. But I just think it could have been handled better. I also would have loved... Like, how do you fix a lot of the main show? Like, how do you fix, like, the ending of that? Like, I mean, the ending of the main show isn't bad. It's just, it's the same thing with The Ones Who Live. It's rushed, you know? Like, and now, like, where do we go with the Morgan stuff? Like, Morgan's looking for Vic. Where do you go with that, right? I was worried about Michonne. I couldn't see us hunting down Vic to watch him die. Yeah, that would have been badass seeing Carl with all the iconic gear. I mean, maybe we'll get that with Judith one day. I know the original ending, like they shot an alternate ending for the like season 11, right, where like the kids were all grown up, which I thought it's a cool idea, but I mean, I would rather see like Kaylee Fleming as Judith rather than just a random new actress that I didn't really spend time with. You know what I mean? It's just kind of weird. I guarantee that'll be like the next era of Walking Dead, The Walking Dead, The Next Generation. Like another show that was ruined. Game of Thrones. That also had 6 episodes in its final season, which is funny. Maybe that's what. Maybe shows should realize that maybe 6 episodes shouldn't be the go-to. If you're doing a limited series event, maybe don't have it be 6 episodes. Other than Loki, because Loki was actually well written, in my opinion. And some people might disagree with that, but I enjoyed Loki. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'd probably put Ones Who Live in NF to be. No, I'm joking. Maybe just below Daryl Dixon. I think like it's better than Dead Sea, but yeah, Game of Thrones had a rushed ending. Absolutely. I don't know. I mean, Daryl Dixon had its problems, but like. It was better than Ones Who Live. Loki was awesome. And Loki had 2 seasons. Because even fucking Disney knew that you don't rush storylines. Walking Dead. Like, people keep bringing up, like, I'm curious, like, have I got, like, more comments on my fucking video? Probably have. Like, I'm not really paying attention to that video. I just upload it and then I just leave it. Oh yeah, I guess I have, right? Dude, it's been almost a decade. Huh? Oh, hi, that's funny. That's funny. What is it? Oh, it's just like my reaction for the episode. Like I said right at the beginning when they were fucking, like having the sex scene. Oh, are they back at it again? Got emotional when Vic. So I'm reading some comments on Loki. No, I'm just reading like this. Like comments on my video. I got emotional when Vic reunited with Shane's dog, Grimes and Walsh together again, just like season 1 and 2. Fuck's sake, dude. I think this is a copy and paste comment, you know. I swear I've seen this in other videos. It's kind of crazy but understandable. I love the episode. I've been telling people since 2019 that CRM didn't matter and was just there as a window dressing and keeping Lincoln alive after deciding to walk away. A blind man could have seen this coming. I mean, they're just a tool. Like, I kind of saw that. Like, I had an inkling. Like, they're definitely kind of a tool, but it's just like, why would you flesh them out so much just to not utilize it? You had such a, like, open opportunity to... But then even then, that doesn't make sense, though, because they set up the CRM stuff before Vic left. You know what I mean? There's no way they had a plan to be like, oh yeah, maybe the CRM will play into it. We could have had more screen time for a reunion or other things if they didn't have a romance scenes every 10 minutes. That's a criticism I've got with like the show. Like, I do think I understand why they have it's a love story. I get it. Like, but just because it's a love story doesn't mean they can't like scale it back a little bit, right? And like focus on the things that actually are important to the story, right? Like seeing Vic and Michonne kiss, it takes up screen time. Like, we get it, they love each other, right? We get that. But I just think it's the writers being like doing a lazy way of being like, okay, we need to show how these characters love each other. Kiss. Right? They need to make CRM spin-off to clear the issue. I don't think people... I mean, they technically did make a CRM spin-off. World Beyond was a CRM spin-off, technically. But then I feel like a fucking fool for watching that show after what this shit gave us. We spent all that time, like, focused on the CRM stuff, and then you just... blow them up in one episode. Well, dang, Vic hasn't got any in 6 years. Yeah, true. True. I mean, that's fine. Like, I don't have a problem with that, but it's just like, you don't have to show that on screen. Like, you can imply it, but you don't have to keep constantly show it. Because it's like, I mean, I pointed it out before, like, we spent more time on the sex scenes than the reunion itself. The sex scenes lasted longer than the reunion. And that's what I mean. Like, we waited 6 years for that reunion. And it was a 2-minute scene. Hang on, what Scott Gimple said on the future of... It was a wild ride to make the ones who live. It was like 6 years of a lot of hoping and pivoting and working. And when all was said and done, it didn't eventuate the way I thought it would. So when it comes to telling more of the Vashon story, that's possible. As for the ones who live potentially being the last fans we'll see of these star-crossed lovers, Gimple is hoping that it's not the case. I don't want this to be the last of Vic and Michonne. I have all sorts of dreams on what we could do next. Right now they're just plans, just fan fiction. But we do have a very good track record of dreams coming true. Gimple is excited for the future of The Walking Dead and know enjoy the unexpected swings the franchise taken recently with Dead City Daldix and the ones who get looking forward. He's interested in returning to the basics of the franchise. I mean, I'll pull this up here. I mean, we'll definitely see, like, we have to see Vic reunite with Daryl and Morgan. Like, we have to. Be stupid. Just fan fiction. I find that funny. Because that's what this show felt like. It felt like fan fiction. Like, there's just a lot of moments that could have been better than. And I know this all would have been improved if they did, like, kind of what I said, season 12 and 13. But from what I've heard, I don't know if I'm right about this. Was there, like, a copyright thing with, like, the main show? And that's why they cancelled it? Or ended it? Because I do think it's weird, like, they're doing all these spin-offs with the characters that, you know, we fell in love with when they could have just done season 12. Right? Like, did something happen behind the scenes with, like, the main show? that they had to like stop it. I've heard a lot of mixing things about that. Because it was random that they just announced that, right? What did they announce? They announced like a 10C and then they just announced that the show would be ending in season 11, right? It was weird. It was strange. It just kind of came out of nowhere. I think like it just came out after the season 10B finale. And then it was like, yeah, we're ending the show in season 11 or something, right? So did Carol tell Daryl that Vic was back? That's weird. Let me see if I can find that scene actually. I can agree with that. The dialogue "Love never dies" can feel Wattpaddy. It was bad dialogue. Let me Daryl Dixon Carol, right? I'm not gonna call it the Book of Carol. That's fucking stupid. What did she say here? Credit to fucking Walking Dead clips, I guess. Hang on. I'm turning on the audio. Wait.
Told you.
What you doing? Pretty quiet here. Quiet's good.
Pretty quiet here? Like, if Rick came back, why would she say it's pretty quiet here? That's weird.
You okay?
Yeah, just take some getting used to, that's all.
You sure you're okay?
You never have to worry about me, Daryl. How is it out there?
Yeah, like, she's asking him, like, how is it out there? And stuff. Like, get to the point, Carl. Tell him where, like, Vic's back.
See ya. Just gathering up some fuel. I'll be there in about a week. I promise.
Copy that. Hey, Daryl.
Yeah.
Came back.
Who came back?
What did she say? I swear, she definitely says Vic there, right? Vic came back.
Yeah.
You hear it there, Vic. But it's like, why did she say that? Like, why was that the last thing she said? Why did she say that right at the end and not straight away? Like, if Vic came back, and this is who, that's why Daryl's out here. He's looking for Vic. Why wouldn't she say anything? Like, why would she leave that for the last thing? She goes, oh, and Daryl? Like, look.
In about a week. I promise.
Yeah, she goes, hey, Daryl. Like, why would she just nonchalantly, like, just go, oh, yeah, like, Vic's back? Yeah, she's trolling. What the fuck is she playing at? She's taking the piss. Unless something happened. Like, why would she? I just don't get why she'd do that. Her dragging her feet always made me think it was Dwight, but at this point I think it was Vic, and it's weird that she wouldn't open with it. So now Vic goes looking for Daryl. Well, Carol would go looking for Daryl, right? Because now that Vic is back, she can leave the kids and go looking for Daryl in France, and that's kind of the premise of season 2. But if Vic, imagine Vic did just leave looking for Daryl. I mean, they do have helicopters, right? So, I mean, I doubt they get across the fucking ocean, but still. No, not with that fuel. But like I said, I mean, if they have jets, maybe it's possible. I mean, Vic can't fly a jet, though. And also, I don't think Vic knows where Daryl is, right? Like, the only inkling that Carol had would have been that, like, obviously she knew Daryl was in Maine, because he told her that. And then she's gone to Maine, and then she's ended up finding the guy with the bike, with Daryl's bike, conveniently and very coincidentally. So yeah, that's my biggest problem with like how the Walking Dead universe works. It's not that easy to like cross paths with someone in a post-apocalyptic setting. You know, especially with like the Vic stuff, being in the helicopter that gets shot down, like characters just stumble across each other in the fucking woods and stuff. It's just weird. It's strange. Yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed Daryl Dixon for what it was. Like, I'd definitely put it over The Ones Who Live. I know people would disagree with that. It's fine. Don't care. Didn't ask. It's like I said. I think Daryl Dixon does something new and fresh for the franchise, while this is just same old, same old. Happy ending, blah blah blah, and all that, right? So Vic and Michonne are the ones who told everyone about CRM. So they probably have some power still, or at least pull. They get home. They get home. Carl tells Vic Daryl's out looking for him. Goes to fetch him. Yeah, but like they don't know he's in France, right? Not yet, anyway. We'll see like how that unfolds in season 2. It would be cool if Vic does show up at the beginning of season 2 of Daryl Dixon, because like it would make sense. Because like the whole premise of season 2 of Daryl Dixon is that we're following Carol, right, and seeing like her side of the story. So it would be cool that like if that starts with her like in Commonwealth or something, and then Vic comes back, and you actually see that reunion between Carol and Vic, and then she goes looking for Daryl or something, and then you hear that radio call or something. I don't know, from like Carol's perspective, and then Vic shows up and says you need to go looking for him or something like that. That'd be cool. They probably won't do it, but it would be cool. I just don't know why. Why would she leave it? You know what I mean? Also, Dwight, like, speaking of Dwight, like, Dwight went back to the Sanctuary when the Commonwealth was around. I always found, like, the way that timeline was a little bit weird. When he doesn't return, figures out he's in France, tells Vic gets CRM, whatever it is now, yeah, CRC or whatever. To help, they figure out France, and that's how we find out about that. I still think Janae's connected to CRM. She's got very, like, CRM wearing uniforms, and they did establish in this episode of Ones Who Lived, or the new episode, that they've got spies across the world that are related to the CRM, so that could play some kind of role in the future, which would be cool. But it's at the same time, like, I wish they... Jesus, what the fuck? Oh, sorry, I clicked on your fucking thing. I tried to like move OBS and I clicked on your fucking channel. But yeah, like I don't know, man. I think the whole show could have just been better, in my opinion. Could have been better. Could have been more well written. It could have been less rushed. Would have been absolutely more preferred. And it's also like I know the difference between like rushed storytelling and well told stories, because I've seen like the Marvel shows. You know, I've reacted to all the Marvel shows and stuff. So like I know when a show is rushed because I feel it in the writing, and I feel it with like the how many episodes are out and stuff. And when like it feels like there's too much that needs to get wrapped up in such little time, that's how you know it's gonna be rushed. Right? Like, do I think episode 6 is garbage? Like, it's the worst thing ever? Maybe I might have been a bit too harsh on it in my reaction. But that's like spur of the moment stuff. And I definitely think it could have been better. But yeah, I mean, I think a B rate, like a low B, is good for Ones Who Live. Maybe a C, better than Dead C. Like, I just think the final 2 episodes kind of... Final 3-ish, I guess, is where it kind of went downhill. It's better than Dead Sea. But Dead Sea also... Like, a C isn't bad. A C isn't bad. Like, it's just not great either. Like, none of the spin-offs right now are an S. Maybe if we were rating it, like, by one episode, but even then, I feel like one episode of any of these shows wouldn't even, like, reach that. All the shows feel scattered and rushed. They said they want to tie it all back together, but I'm not seeing how. Yeah, I don't know how they're going to do that. Like, without the CRM. The CRM was, like, the thing that would make sense to bring everyone back. But it just wasn't. I'm just doing a quick thing. I really enjoy season 3. A lot of people are mixed on season 3, but I really enjoy season 3. And season 4. Season 4's second half dragged. And then you also have the 2 Governor episodes, which are not bad, but they're just like, it kind of ruins the pacing a bit. So that'd be like my overall ranking of like the show. I'll do a better tier list where we kind of break it down and stuff a lot more, but as of right now, that would be like what I'm ranking the episode or like the seasons. Actually, you know what? Changing my mind. Season 6 isn't as good because of the cliffhanger. I forgot about the cliffhanger. And the dumpster. Because this is when the show started getting a bit gimmicky. Like, they were doing these fucking cliffhangers and these, like, stupid shit. You had that one episode where Daryl got shot. Like, was it episode 15 of season 6, right? It was, like, the episode before Negan showed up. Daryl got shot. And then it was, like, it was a big cliffhanger. It was like, you'll be alright. Like, what? What the fuck? Yeah, it was weird. And you had, like, a very weird mid-season finale, too. It was just, like, very underwhelming. Oh yeah, that fucking. You know what? I forgot about that. You remember the cliffhanger for the first half of the season? For season 6, it was like Sam saying, "Mom, Mom, Mom," like, and then it cut to black, and then we come back like 3 months later in episode 9, and it's like the Walkers don't care that he's just said mum, and they've just completely forgot about him doing that at the end of last episode. Like, it was just a massive continuity error, and it was just a way for people to get, like, excited for the next episode, to be like, oh shit, something's gonna happen. But then there's no thing that kind of goes into that, right? It just kind of skips over it. Yeah, I really enjoy season 3. Season 3 is good. I don't know why people are so mixed on season 3. The only underwhelming part about season 3, I said I wouldn't go in depth with it, but I'm just kind of explaining some of my placements. Season 3 is, like, I think it's underwhelming because of the ending. Like, you have this big season build up with the Governor versus Rick and, like, Woodbury versus the prison, and then it just doesn't result in anything. It's just kind of like, huh? And obviously them killing Andrea off as a comic reader, that was kind of questionable. But, you know, we did get Michonne being what she became, right? So you got that out of it, I guess. But, like, I don't know. I think season 3 is a really good season. It's so consistent, and hands down, probably one of the most emotional episodes of the show ever is the episode Laurie dies. Hands down, one of the, like that shit got me bawling, dude. And obviously you had the famous fucking meme, right? When it's like, oh no, or whatever fucking Vic does. Oh no, no. Oh. You know, that fucking meme or whatever. So that's funny. But yeah, season 9, I really like season 9. Season 9's good. Season 9 are good. Season 2, like, it's slow in the first half, but my god, the second half of Season 2 is some of the peakest shit I've ever seen. And Season 1 is just, it's Season 1. Like, without Season 1, none of this would exist. But that's not also why I place it there. Season 1 is like, it's so grounded. I mentioned it in the reaction. It's so grounded, it's so realistic. Kind of, obviously it's zombies, but still. Grounded, it feels real, the atmosphere is there, the one of the most iconic shots in the history of the show. Like, Vic riding into Atlanta is one of the most iconic fucking things I've ever seen in a TV show. Also, Season 2 has the barn scene. And it has, you know, you just come back here and you just and it starts the dictatorship. Right? This isn't a democracy anymore. No. I want another spin-off pre-season 1, like before the zombies rise. Yeah, I want to see Rise of Woodbury, or Rise of the Governor. Like, I want to go back to like the first days of the apocalypse from the governor's perspective. Like, I want to see how that all unfolded through him. Like, how did Woodbury get started? How did that all happen? Right? Like, I mean, that would make for a good Tales of the Walking Dead episode. Just saying. Even David Morrissey wants to come back with that, right? As much as I like the governor, I'm scared the writing will be there. Yeah. But I still, like, I don't know, because like they could adapt the book. There was was it a 3-part novel, I think, for the comics? It was like was it Rise of the Governor, Road to Woodbury, I think, and then something else. There was another book, Fall of the Governor, I think it was called. So it's like, it would be cool if they kind of adapted that, but there was elements of that kind of made it into the show. And plus, David Morrissey's getting older now. Like, if you're gonna do it now. I'd also just love a Negan fucking spin-off, like a proper spin-off, like a Negan and the Saviors spin-off. I want to see it. I want to see, like, Stephen Ogg back. I want to see, like, Austin Emilio back as Dwight. Like, doing that spin-off, what we've all wanted, like how the Saviors started, how the Sanctuary got going, and, like, what Negan did, like, how he became, like, the villain, you know? I want to see that, because it'd be intriguing. Because, like, I'm curious, like, if you stuck to his story and saw his perspective of things, how would that unfold? Like, how would you feel on Negan if we got that? But then people would say, oh, they're just trying to redeem Negan through retcons and stuff, and it's like, eh. People are weird with Negan. Like, I don't get why. Like, he's a fun character, man. He's a villain. Like, do you root for him? Maybe. You root for the Joker. You root for Vader. Like, when there's a good villain and there's an entertaining villain on screen, you want to see more of them. There's nothing wrong with that. Do I think Negan has plot armor? Oh, absolutely I do. Just leave Negan in New York and invite Maggie out. Yeah, I mean, Dead City's basically just going to be... I'm just curious what they do with Negan in Season 2 of that. Should be interesting. Imagine he just goes back to his old ways and he just uses a baseball bat to bash people's heads in. That, honestly, if that's the direction they go with Negan and he goes back to his old ways and then Maggie has to finally put him down, would I be okay with that? I don't know if I would be okay with that. Because, like, if you were going to kill Negan, you should have done it already. You know what I mean? Like, Maggie, like, she always threatens to kill him, and it's just like, well, fucking do it then. Go on. Kill him. Same thing with Vic. Like, I mean, Vic did promise Negan he'd kill him. So maybe Vic would get the kill. That'd be some shit, wouldn't it? End of Dead City, Vic and Maggie get back home, and then Vic just shoots Negan in the head. That'd be fucking amazing. Like, after all that, Negan just like sees Vic and he's like, "Oh shit, Vic!" And then just bang, shot in the head. That'd be funny as fuck. I remember I wrote like a mini script of like the Negan and Beta fight. Like tried to like change it from the comics. I want to see if I can find it. Like it was just a scene because I didn't like the way it happened in like season 10 episode 16, and I'm curious if I can actually find it. If I saved it. Like it was just like a rewrite of something like that I would have preferred seeing in like the finale for that season. Let me see if I can find it. Because I do write some scripts in my own time. Not the best. Kind of shit, but you know, everyone's got their hobbies, I guess. If I can find it, though. It all depends on if I can find it. Hello? Like, what the fuck? Alright, Jesus. The Walking Dead. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Here it is. 1016, a certain Doom V-Byte. Like, this isn't the whole scene, this is just me, like, kind of mimicking it, I guess. It's flashbang, sorry about that. So, you know, like, Gabriel loads up his gun and, like, he's defending and shit like that, and the whispers are coming in. Interior tower, hallway, day. Gabriel loads up the pump shotgun as the whispers brute force their way in. He aims the gun towards the door, not blinking and waiting for his moment. One whisper comes through, bang. I mean, I'd probably do that, like, now, because that just works better. But Gabriel shoots him down. Another 3 sprint in, too fast for Gabe to pump the gun. He hits one whisper in the head. I'd also probably, like, after every full stop, I feel like I'd do that. He hits one whisper in the head with the shotgun, making him fall to the ground. He immediately hits the second. This is just me, like watching the episode and just, like, typing what I'm seeing. The third whisper lifts his machete over his head. Gabe blocks the attack with the gun, pushing him back. The other two whispers get up, grabbing Gabriel from behind. They all struggle with the gun. Gabe yelling, holding off falls to the ground, trying to kick off the whispers. Beta emerges. This is what's different. Beta emerges from the door as the whispers take the gun away. Holding his arms as he screams, Beta takes out his knife. This is some shit dialogue here. Don't worry about it. Approaching Gabriel, who is helpless. Come on. I feel like that's something Gabe would say. Like, you know, now that I'm thinking of it, like, when you think of Seth Gilliam saying that, you actually could see him saying this in that. Beta kneels down to Gabe, putting his finger over his mouth. Shh. Beta digs his knife deep into Gabriel's stomach, who still tries to put up a fight, but it isn't enough. And then I just thought of a generic line that Beta would say, and then there you go, Bob's your uncle. Beta slices a knife across Gabriel's stomach, ripping it open, his gut spewing out. Just like the comic. The comic death. Blood coming out of Gabe's mouth, he spits it at Beta, angering him. He stabs Gabe in the stomach over and over again. Gabe's head tilts backwards as he passes. He goes out defending his flock. It's good, that, innit? I like that, actually. Like, he goes out defending his flock. I fucking love that. Like, he made it so everyone could get out of the tower in time, and he defended them till his last breath. I fucking love it. That's so good. Even though I wrote it. It's great. Beta stands up top. This is where it kind of ends. I kind of started it. Beta stands up tall above Gabriel's dead body. The other whispers cowering from what just happened. Find them. I guess he would whisper that, like, find them. Bang, bang, bang. Metal clanking. Beta and the other whispers look around, whistling. Negan comes around the corner with his new bat over his shoulder. Also, where did that new bat go? Negan sees Gabe on the floor. You pricks really had to kill the priest, huh? And then this is a comic line. That's a comic line. Don't worry about it. It's shit writing. It's comic line. It's comic line. It's a comic line. Stop it. Yeah, Beta charges at Negan, knives in tow. Negan readies himself for this behemoth, and then that's it. That's all I did for it. But it was just something in the spur of the moment, like what I came up with because I didn't like how that Beta situation went. So I just like, you know what? Maybe I could like see if this would be better and if it worked. It's not great. The dialogue is the main problem here. Absolutely. But what happens, I like thinking back on that episode and how that episode had no stakes to it, like it just, like it was rushed, it was just very like, oh, it was over with like that. I'm a bit biased here because I did write it, but like that, I like that. Because it works out so well, he goes out defending his flock. That's something you would put in an action if you're writing the script for the episode. He goes out defending his flock. Because like how Gabriel, and they did kind of put that into the show. Funnily enough, they had it where Gabriel would open the gates and let the people in. But I think it was a nice like this is what I was trying to go for. Like it's a nice parallel. Like he wouldn't let people in to the church, but he got people out. Right, that's a nice parallel there. Right, and it's kind of full circle. It's different, but it's not like super full circle, you know? But yeah, like this, let's play rock, paper, knives, bat. That's the comic line that Negan said. I was just looking for generic comic lines that Negan said, and I was like, okay, that works. Yeah, what I'd probably do with that is just have them both like fight, and then eventually it would lead to them like outside, where we'd have the scene where like Negan puts on the Whisperer mask, he's in the crowd, and then Beta sees Lydia with Alpha's mask, or like he sees his Whisperers getting taken out, and then he turns, sees Lydia with the Alpha mask, and then Daryl and the Negan scene that we saw happen in the show happened, but you'd actually get the fan service of the fight between them both. And I don't know why they didn't do that, because like that would have been sick if Negan, because Negan like we didn't see him leave the tower, like he stayed inside, so it would have been fun if they actually kind of did something with that. Like Beta ended up inside, killed Gabe. You give Gabe his comic death, even though it's slightly different. He's not like getting hung like on a ladder or whatever, right, on a water tower, but he's like, you get like Beta killing him and then ripping his guts open, right? And it also gives Beta a pretty decent kill, too. Instead of just killing, is it Mary? Gamma? Whatever her name was? But yeah, I think Gabe dying here would have been great, because it was a good death in the comics for him, and I think it would have worked perfectly. And considering it was like a finale, too, like, it would have been so good if they just killed him off. But instead it was like, somehow Maggie and Elijah managed to get into the building even though there's a massive herd outside it, and they save Gabriel. Like, I don't buy that. Fuck off. How did they even get in? So this should have been like Gabe's death with like that episode 16, in my opinion. Yeah, that is my rewrite script. Also, it's getting late, so I should probably be fucking off soon. How long we've been streaming? Like 2 hours? I think that might be a good time to call it, to be honest. Yeah. I mean, I'm probably going to do some more like streams on this channel. I think it was pretty fun. Like I said, I could maybe do more. Oh shit, Jesus, how many fucking pages do I have open here? Let's just refresh this just to see what's next. Shut up, fucking clan. Yeah, Like, I mean, we'll probably do some other streams on this channel at some point. There's obviously, like, I want to go more in depth with, like, a tier list and shit, and maybe, like, do the whole Walking Dead universe and not just, like, the spin-offs or whatever. There's also other shows. I've also planned, there's something that's going to be juicy. I've talked about this on my other channel, like my gaming channel, which, you know, we stream games on that channel. I might put the link in the description for this video, or you can just check out, I guess I could put the link in the chat, actually. Let me put the link in the chat. Like, if you want to sub to the gaming channel where we play, like, all new games or whatever, you can do that. I mainly stream on that. Because gaming and that, but The Walking Dead comics. Yeah, we could go over the comics too, like what I preferred in the comics over the show and stuff. I think that'd be a good, like, comparison thing. I don't have the comics, like, physically though, and I don't want to, like, have them on screen because that, like, you know, the copyright thing there would be a little bit weird. But, like, I think it's fine when you're having, like, showing the show and kind of skimming over it and then talking about it, because it's kind of like a mini review. But yeah, let me put this in the chat. So if you want to check out the gaming channel, fucking click that link. I'll copy it twice just in case. That's the gaming channel. If you want to check that out, subscribe to that or whatever. If you don't, it's fine. Don't have to check it out. We've been playing Rise of the Ronin, and we're going to be playing Dragon's Dogma 2 and Stellar Blade, Stellar Arse, or whatever it is. The demo for that this week. I might do another stream maybe on Wednesday for this. I think that could be a good balance, actually, like, because usually I upload reactions on Wednesdays and stuff. So maybe there'll be a few streams, like, I'll do a mix of streams, like some on the gaming channel, some on this channel, where we'll go more in depth with, like, Walking Dead stuff. We'll do maybe Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Maybe I'll go, like, rank the shows that I've reacted to on the channel, like, all together, like, how they compare to each other, because there's a lot of shows I've reacted to. You know, there's all that, and you've got, I've been thinking of an idea, I talked about it on the gaming channel, where, Walking Dead, we could do some V-watches of Walking Dead. Obviously, it'd be like an edited down video, kind of like the reactions, but it'd be more like a V-watch. I've seen some people do this before. So it wouldn't be a reaction, it'd be more like V-watching the episodes of stuff we've seen, of stuff that I've seen before. But it'd be more like kind of breaking down the episode as we're watching it and being like the things I like about this episode, the things I don't like about the episode. And like it could be like season 1, episode 1 of the main show, season 2, season 3, you know, stuff that wasn't on this channel because I started reacting to The Walking Dead in season 9, just before season 9 came out. So I think it would be cool to, like, do rewatches of, like, the main show and watch this episode, season 7, episode 8. That would be funny. And then maybe watch the episode Carl dies and then get completely pissed off about it, how bad the episode is. But whatever. That's fine. You know, I think, as a whole, Ones Who Live, though, I'm still mixed on it. Like, I think the main issue with it is that we waited 6 years for it. I think that's why I'm so, like, kind of pissed off about it. Like, 6 years is a long time, dude. Like, it's long. Like, what was it, 2018? Fucking Red Dead 2 came out 6 years ago, right? Like, Red Dead 2. We're about to get GTA 6 next year. Like, come on. Was it? Wait. Was 6 years ago 2018? Am I doing the maths there right? Yeah, it was. Okay, I'm doing the maths there right. Yeah, so yeah, it would have been fall 2018, right? Like, that's when Vic left, season 9, episode 5. Yeah. So start reminding we're getting old. Yeah. I was 19 when season 9 came out. Now I'm fucking 25. I'm old. I'm ancient. I'm fucking I'm gonna be fucking going at what, like 0.2 2 miles per hour in like a day. But yeah, it's midnight on the East Coast. It's not midnight here. You know what time it is here? I ain't telling you. It's late, I'll tell you that. 5. Yeah. Yeah. Because I'm a menace. I did get a nap though before, just to address anyone's concerns. I did take a nap. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely other like ideas we could do for this channel. Like, I want to Last in Millennial. Yeah, I'd also like to like talk about like when Bad Batch season 3 finishes. I'll probably like kind of discuss that show as a whole. Like, obviously, if you've not watched Bad Batch, it's kind of like you don't have to do that. It's fine. But yeah, I mean, look at Vic. Like, he's look what the ones who lived did to you, Vic. They reverted you back to this. Yeah, I'll be fucking off. Also, like, Happy Easter and all that juicy shit. Well, I guess it's not Easter. Well, it's Easter. It's Easter in West Coast, right? So, like, Happy Easter in West Coast, I guess. Hope you enjoyed your Easter. Also, April Fools. Fuck you. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I mean, we'll see. I think it'll be cool to kind of discuss Daryl Dixon. Maybe, you know what I could do? Maybe after every episode, maybe I could do like a stream on it, like for Daryl Dixon season 2 or something. Like, I'll obviously post a reaction for it, and then maybe I'll do a stream kind of discussing the episode and my overall thoughts on the episode, like after the review. I think that could be interesting. I'm not going to be on internet today. So many lies. Oh yeah, true. There's going to be. Oh, what if a GTA 6 trailer comes out? Like, what if they actually release a GTA 6 trailer, but we all think it's fake? That'd be genius marketing from Rockstar. They won't do it though. They won't do it. 1 hour and 40 minutes of Zombie Rabbit Day here. I thought it was 3 hours in Colorado. Oh, actually, no, I guess it wouldn't be. Never mind, I'm fucking up the time zone there. Colorado. Anyway, yeah, I enjoyed the stream. I enjoyed streaming because this, you know, there's definitely some other ideas we could do. I could, you know, maybe spend a stream like doing some scripts and stuff. Maybe going over like ideas for shit, because like this channel wasn't supposed to be a film, like just a reaction channel. Like, it's just something I did in my own time. I think I've mentioned this before on the gaming channel, but it's just, you know, the reason this channel existed was because I was going to make films for this, you know, like short films and stuff like that. Obviously, you can kind of see it when you open the channel and you see that trailer, the Alter Egos trailer. That was supposed to like be what this channel was about, and then I thought, you know what, maybe I could just do reaction videos. Like, they're low effort, you don't really have to do a lot. You just put a camera in front of your face, and then Bob's your uncle. You just play the episode and sync it up. It's not even that hard to do, and that's what I did. And then obviously I've been reacting to not every show. Josh wants me to react to Invincible, which we'll see about. Bring that back. Bring what back? The films? That's ridiculous. Rick disagrees with this opinion. Great first stream. Yeah, I mean, you know, I've streamed on the like. There's not. I feel like I could add like background music because it is kind of awkward when I'm just talking into the wilderness. But you know, like Vic is looking mighty. I won't say it. But yeah, I think like Ones Who Live is just a very disappointing conclusion to the story there. Nah, no need music. I mean, it could just be like nice, like lo-fi, like what's it called? High? Is it high? No, that's not Hi-Fi Rush. Lo-fi, like it's just very maybe Minecraft music. You know, we could do some Minecraft music. So if yeah, let's. Have I got any more comments on this? Like cooked. I'm surprised. Is there no dislikes? I'm kind of surprised that there's not any dislikes. Oh my, I'll just like all these. I've kind of skimmed through them. Freaking love the finale. It's fine, dude. That's great. That was great. I ain't replying to all these. As long as I acknowledge them, you know, like they see that I've acknowledged them, I ain't replying to them. Unless it's like someone, you know. I think it is. I think he's definitely brewing something. Wait, is that your secret project? What are you talking about? I know what you're talking about. Also, who says brewing? It's cooking. That's the modern term. We're cooking. We're cooking. We're cooking. In the kitchen. But you don't want to overcook and you don't want to undercook. You have to perfectly cook it. You know, you have to bake it. You have to squeeze it. You have to do all that stuff. Anyway. Wait, why is that called Dowell versus RJ? What? Can you say that? I'm a Canadian. Yeah, I'm gonna fuck off. It is late. Like I said, check out gaming channel if you wanna. I'll post it one more time just in case. Want to check out the gaming channel? Check that out. Link in the chat. I'll be streaming on the gaming channel probably a little bit earlier. It won't be as late as what the stream was. Be around 11ish my time, right? So it'll be a little earlier. We'll be playing some games, playing Rise of the Ronin, finishing up the campaign for that, the story for that. I'm just having fun, chilling, doing all some good stuff. I don't know when the next stream will be on this channel. I'll play around with it, see what would work as an idea that we could kind of generate. Maybe we could discuss. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, it could just be Bad Batch, but or maybe I'll do some script stuff. Like maybe I think that'll be cool. Like we could go like through some ideas of doing some scripts. I think that'll be interesting. But yeah. Hope you enjoyed the stream, and I will see you all for the next one. Ta-ta. And farewell. I mean, I used to have a voice changer to end the streams, but I just have to do that now because the voice changer fucked up everything. Yeah, goodbye. See you next month. Who said I'll be streaming next month? What? Fuck.